It's Friday night, and you know what that means? Just a Bit Outside radio show live on the air. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube. Share that link, share that love as always. You got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how's it going?
Hey man, what's up, y'all? What's up, outsiders? Happy Friday. The weekend is upon us. And I don't know about y'all, but I've had one hell of 5 weeks. So chopping up with you guys tonight, talking about basketball, baseball, football, all the above will do my body some good, man. And Mark, I'm afraid to ask, how you doing, bro? What's going on with you?
Oh, we're doing good over here because it is Friday, May 12th, and, we're celebrating a 14th birthday.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we got a big dog in the house.
Big boy is 14. Happy birthday, Reese. He's sitting over here with a cheesy ass smile on his face.
I'm playing Clash Royale, bro.
And let me tell you, outsiders, this kid is one of the coolest. His music taste has grown over the year, and Major Keish approves, yo. Real cool dude, real cool dude.
And he's begging for all the vinyls.
I will, I will pay you back.
Hey, man, might need to see what I can do this weekend. But as I said, man, we got a lot to talk about tonight, yo, and make sure everybody shouts out Reese happy birthday throughout this show, man. Show him some love. And share the link, share the love. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So we are going to just delve right into it because, we don't have much time and a whole lot to discuss. First things first. What you want to do first? You want to do football, basketball, baseball?
Well, we got some games. I guess first game's going to kick off in about half an hour here. The NBA
might as
playoffs.
well. Let's go ahead and do that. Yes. We got a couple of game sixes jumping off tonight on the hardwood. First game is the Knicks and the Heat, and what a difference a few days of a couple of games make.
Yeah.
Is what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you right now, this particular series has been a roller coaster of emotions. Because when we started off, man, I fully believe that the Knicks were in the driver's seat. The Knicks was going to be a team that, people were going to fear from game one of the second round going forward. And, man, we've had so many things going on. And I got to tell you, Mark, I'm a little bit afraid to pick a winner tonight because I feel like this joint is literally up in the air. How about you?
Yeah, I haven't been high on the Knicks at all. But,
yeah.
Like Miami, they stormed in on that play-in round. And that first round, they kind of, took care of business easily. Not easily, but, damn near. And, this thing's going to go 7 games. It's tough not to see New York tying it up because they have been so. It's been so back and forth. It's been crazy.
Yeah, and if you want to go with trends, let's talk about last night really quickly. The way Philly has been playing, Joel has been playing. That was a game 6 yesterday in Philadelphia. There were a lot of people, myself included, that was expecting Philadelphia to close their game out, and Lord have mercy, Boston came roaring back last night and without their star player. And I can't help but say this is a similar situation.
Yeah.
The Heat have been without Jimmy Butler. The Knicks, missed Julius Randle for the game. We've had players coming in and out. And true to playoff form, we've had different players shining for different reasons, game to game. And man, the one thing that I can say about this matchup tonight, and the one advantage one team has over the other, I have got to give my props and a major shout out to Coach Eric, who's it, Spoelstra? Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat, man. This guy is, he is the very definition of a coach mastermind, making a team successful as they are.
Oh, for sure. And It's. I almost feel like a month ago you would have looked at this series and said, "Oh, the losers just or the whoever wins is just going to go on to get creamed by the Celtics." But the Celtics aren't, what they were either.
Yeah, yeah.
They dominated the season, but I think whoever wins this series has a real shot at going to the finals.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's not forget, man. This is usual. I mean, and I say let's not forget because I know I forgot. This business as usual for the Miami Heat, man. And they went to the Eastern Conference Finals last season, and they're looking like they trying to gear up to get there again this season as well. And it's to me, it's just so bizarre because me personally, and I know Stephen A. Smith is just rolling around on the floor right now as we speak, but personally, the Knicks look like the better team on paper. As far as like as far as star power is concerned, athleticism and whatnot, and, I was just so impressed with Jalen Brunson and what Julius Randle has been doing, and not only that, but Obi Toppin and R.J. Barrett really stepping up and taking care of business, and that Mitchell guy grabbing all the rebounds. I mean, it just really looked to me as they would be too much for Jimmy Butler. I mean, gosh, it's Jimmy Butler and who else? I mean, who is the number two? I mean, for the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the number two? I can't even say who a number two is. I mean, honestly.
I mean, both squads. I mean, obviously they got talent, but does either squad really have a true superstar other than Jimmy Butler? Like, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, for a minute there, it felt as if Jalen Brunson was emerging to be that star and that 1-2 punch with the Knicks. But after my dude THRU went down, it was just like next man up. I mean, I would like to say that, and tell me if you agree with this. Kevin Love has stepped up, a bit. There was one game where the one guy, Gabe Vincent, looked absolutely spectacular. But I mean, it just seems like on the Miami Heat, it's just been a hodgepodge slash chess moves with that team. In relation to playing with the Knicks. I mean, it just seemed like they made an adjustment every night, and on the games that the New York Knicks lost, I mean, they really left you scratching their heads. I mean, Jalen Brunson was like way off and a little bit of invincible a game or two there. And, I know that Tibbs he's a great coach. All right, I'm not going to take anything from him because, he literally resurrected this franchise. All right, I mean, we're talking about the Knicks this season, so clearly he's been. I mean, he's been doing a good job,
and not in the Isaiah Thomas day kind of talking about him.
Yeah, right. No wasn't right. But it just seems that one, the Knicks has problems closing out games and finishing strong. And to me, that one that comes down to effort, but two, that also comes down to making the necessary changes. And maybe you can help me out with this, Mark, but I can't even see what changes he could make to slow down Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. I mean, I'm thinking. So we're on game 6, and it's 3-2, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are the odds of a closeout game tonight?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about game 6s. It's so easy to see a series going to 7, but it just takes one really strong quarter, and that's it.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, look, Miami's leading the series right now, and let's go ahead and throw those numbers out there. Miami Heat, here you go again with these head scratchers, yo. Miami Heat are 6.5 point favorites,
Yeah.
and Mark, every time every time this has happened over the past 2 weeks, where I'm just like, man, this is just insane. It has come through. So I mean, I'm feeling like.
Really?
I'm feeling like Miami can get this done tonight, man.
And it's, and it seems like whenever the spread is a little bit too high, like 7.5 or more, then it.
That's what I said. Like, these the last couple of times we've had this situation, I would say like this might be the third time. Last 2 times we talked about it because it's been nights of our shows, and I'm like, man, this thing is unbelievably high. I mean, again, I also feel like it's unbelievably high tonight. I was expecting more around the lines of 3.5, maybe 4, which is what we have with the Laker game, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But 6.5. Are we expecting another ass busting tonight? Like. And it would, like, honestly, man, it would be so disappointing if this thing doesn't go to 7 games. But, my faith, my confidence in New York right now is just not that great, especially with them being on the road.
And the home team has won every game except game 1, which was the Heat at New York.
Ooh, throwing a little sugar on top there, I see.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and make these picks. Knicks Heat tonight. Like I said, you could just pick a winner, but I'm going to go ahead and throw that line out there again. We got Miami Heat -6.5. Mark, are the Heat going to close it out tonight, or will the Knicks stay alive to fight another day?
When we started this, I was saying it was going to go to Game 7, but I think you changed my mind, and I think I got the Heat going over. Do you know what the over/under for total points is?
Yes. They are expecting a low scoring affair, which kind of makes sense. Kind of following the trend there. We didn't really have that many high scoring games in this series. Over/under for tonight is 205.5, which.
Ooh. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Like, honestly, okay, outsiders, if I was you, if you want to play these total points, if you don't want to pick with a winner, because I seriously do believe that this is an up-in-the-air game, but I'm leaning towards the Heat. I would shave like 5 points off, 5 or 6. Take that joker down to like 199.5.
Yeah.
I would feel a lot better about that. I am expecting Tibbs to really turn it up on the defense tonight. I'm expecting them to get physical, because the one thing that they do not want is for Jimmy Butler to catch fire at home.
Oh, for sure.
They definitely don't want that. Especially when you've got so many role players. I mean, you're gonna have to get into the game. You're gonna have to play, I would say, probably about a full quarter till you kind of get a feel of what Coach Spoelstra will try to complement with Jimmy Butler. Meaning, will it be Gabe Vincent? That one guy, Strus, he had a kick-ass game. Will he be giving you a heavier dose of Kyle Lowry? In my whole spirit. But it'll be interesting to see how that comes about. And let's not forget also. I've kind of been on the fence with him in the series, but Bam, you can't forget about Bam either. He's not. I wouldn't say he's like a serious offensive threat, but he is definitely someone that can, take some of the pressure off of Jimmy Butler, because you guys, honestly, he can't do it alone. He's gonna have to have an awesome game and just a decent game from at least 1 or 2 other players. That's how I feel.
Yeah. That makes
So,
sense. Yeah.
so you're leaning towards the Heat
The Heat.
tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, outsiders. I'm gonna go with Mark too. If you're going to deal, if you just want to pick a a winner, and you're just dealing with the money line, let's go ahead. I like that Miami Heat. I think they're going to, shut that thing down. As far as the total points, I told you guys, let's go ahead and take that over, but shave the points down just a bit. They should be able to hit 200. Um, they've done it at least 200 in all but one game. Okay, now I'm saying all this now. Watch the score be like 96 to 93 or some shit like that. But I mean, we're rolling the dice here on this one. As far as the spread is concerned, that's 6.5, man. I don't know. What I would, if you're gonna mess with the spread, bump that joint up to about a point and a half. Take it up to about 8, and then take the next. I mean, we all want to believe that they're gonna come out here and put up some kind of fight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if not, Stephen A. Smith might not have any hair tomorrow. So yeah. All in all, though, I think that this is going to be a very good game tonight. There has only been one blowout in this series, and that was Game 3, which was in Miami.
And that was like 105-86, something like that?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Absolutely. So, as I said before, hopefully Sid has some type of game plan to contain Jimmy Butler early, because the worst thing that can happen to him is for him to go out there and make 3 straight buckets. I mean, was it? I believe it was the last. It was either Game 5 or no, it was Game 4 when they frustrated me, when they let the Knicks let the Miami Heat all the way back in the game, and then they had at least 4 or 5 buckets where they threw the ball all the way down. I mean, they made like full court passes, and Jimmy Butler was just cherry picking at the other end of the court, and made a good 6 to 8 points off of plays like that. So, they're gonna have to D up tonight. Let's lock Jimmy Butler down early if you want to have a chance with this thing.
Yeah.
Make these role players do their job. That's your best shot. All right. So let's go to the marquee matchup, or what I think is the marquee matchup. Man, I am excited for this one. Like I said, another Game 6. We are in L.A. Late Show is on deck against Steph and the Warriors. Game 5 was entertaining on a variety of levels. Let's go ahead and throw those numbers out off top. We got the Los Angeles Lakers are 3.5-point favorites. Over under is 219.5. First things first. There was a little bit of drama with Anthony Davis last game, and did you happen to see those highlights? Are you privy to the head injury?
I did see some of the highlights, like the notifications, everything that came through. I haven't heard anything recently though.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so what they're saying is, as of right now, on the injury report, you got Anthony Davis' game time decision. Those of you who are closely following the series, Game 5, he left the game with a head injury, which left a lot of people's heads scratching. Some people were upset because they felt as though the injury wasn't that serious. What I had been hearing, and oh Father, he said, Game 4, I watched Game 4, and Draymond had an injury where his head literally bounced off the ground like a basketball, and he came into the game, and he says, Game 5, they brushed. I didn't watch the game. I could not stay up that night. But what I'm hearing was it was like a brush up against his head, or or nothing nearly as hard as what Draymond Green experienced.
Yeah.
But it took him out the game. It took him out the rest of the game, and that was a game that I was expecting the Lakers to close out. I mean, you got Chuck and Shaq and Kenny and them saying that soft as hell. I mean, we're starting that talk up again. I mean, what Anthony Davis are we going to get tonight? And who do you think is going to take this game this evening, Mark?
Well, that's if we get Anthony Davis tonight.
Right. Right.
I really, honestly, I thought the Lakers were going to close that out too, because I've been going for the Warriors.
You've been gunning for.
And Game 4 really baffled me too, because great game, went down to the wire, 3-point difference, but it just showed how you can't rely on one player, because Steph got a triple-double, but they still lost.
Yeah.
They did exactly what they needed to do in Game 5. Came out, all the starters got double-digit points. Everyone was just firing all cylinders. They did what they needed to, because they knew they were facing elimination. They're in that spot today. That's exactly, they need to approach the game the exact same way, because otherwise it's going to be bye-bye. I think they'll do that. I think AD, I hope he can play. They haven't said concussion that I know of, so
right. I'm fully expecting him to take his ass out on the court tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta believe that it's all hands on deck. One, because let's be honest. Do you really want to go to Game 7 in Golden State against the former champs?
That's no.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. And so, I'm pretty sure that there's been some discussion like, listen, we got to get this thing done this evening. Another interesting game time decision on behalf of the Golden State Warriors is Andrew Wiggins.
Really?
Yes, and he has been a pretty decent contributor in this series, and if he does not suit up and come out on the court, I think that will put the Warriors at a slight disadvantage tonight.
Yeah, because he put up 25 last game.
Yeah, he's been doing the goddamn thing, and honestly, the Golden State Warriors should be thanking their lucky stars for him, because Jordan Poole hasn't been doing he hasn't been doing anything. I kind of feel bad because, at the beginning of the season, I was advocating for Jordan Poole because he got his block knocked off. And now that we are here in the postseason, and he's the one putting up triple single numbers, and they just paid all of this money for him. To me, they really need to have Andrew Wiggins out there to feel comfortable going into this game. Otherwise, I think that they'll be done.
Yeah. 2 game time decisions, both crucial to both teams.
All right. Absolutely. So, okay, so did you pick a winner for tonight?
I'm going to pick Warriors.
Oh, shit, we're going to do this again, yo. It's a closeout game tonight, baby. It's a closeout game tonight because LeBron James knows that he has to. Anthony Davis will suit up tonight. The key to it is, what Anthony Davis are we going to get? Are we going to get the Anthony Davis that is legit going to put it all out there? The Anthony Davis that we saw in Game 1. Anthony Davis that we saw in Game 3. Everybody knows. Everybody's been saying, he's the key. The offense should flow through him. The one thing that I do not want to see from the Lake Show, I do not want to see LeBron bringing the ball down the court. Okay? I do not want to see LeBron jacking take more than 5 3-pointers. I know that's probably extremely low. As a matter of fact, how about this? Let's do a over and under on 3-point attempts for LeBron James. Let's kick it up to 6. All right, we'll say 3.5. Over or under, Mark? On just the attempts, not the makes, because I'm already going to tell you right now, he's probably only going to make 2 or 3 of these jokers. if that. I really should say 1 or 2, but attempts.
Attempts. How many was the over under? 3.5.
6.
Oh,
I said
6?
6. I said I'll give him 3 a fucking half.
I'm gonna go over.
Gonna go over 6.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm gonna go over 6 too. And let's just see. Just for shits and giggles, let's just. How many of these 3-pointers do you think LeBron James will make tonight?
Under 3.
Under 3. All right, I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
All right, Mark says under 3. He's gonna give him up to 3. I'm giving him Major Keys saying 2. I don't want to see a whole lot of that. I would like to see LeBron James in a post-up situation. One, when LeBron James goes into a post-up situation, 9 times out of 10 they're going to collapse on him, meaning there's going to be at least 2 defenders on him, which opens up somebody else. Okay, 2, LeBron James is a great passer. He is a great passer. And 3, dude, use that old man body. There's no one out there, like, honestly, seriously, other than Draymond Green, which we all know Draymond Green can knock the hell out of anybody. There's nobody that can guard you, dog. There's nobody that can guard you. So instead of living out there on that 3-point line, I want to see LeBron James in the paint more. I want to see it. That's what I want to see tonight. What would you like to see from the Golden State Warriors in order for them to seal up this win this evening? Stretch it out to another game.
They just can't rely on Steph. Like I said, that game 4 triple-double, but they still lost. You got to rely on all the starters to contribute. You got to make sure that ball is being passed around, and maybe take advantage of the Lakers' age and play a faster tempo.
Yeah, that definitely would work too. So, all right, well, there you have it. Major Keys, I'm telling you right now, the only thing I'm dealing with is Lakers on the money line. Most of the games have been high scoring. I'm not really sure what's going to happen tonight. I mean, I just don't want to. I don't want to mess with the totals, you guys. The easy money pick with this matchup would definitely be the Lakers on the money line. I'm looking for them to close that thing out at home. Because, like I said, they do not want to go back to Golden State for a Game 7. That could really be detrimental to their season.
For sure.
So, yeah. All right, there you have it. Those are your picks for this evening, and we will move on. Let's talk about the home teams. Man, it's been a fun week for Ravens fans and Oriole fans alike. Both teams. Orioles are doing fantastic. They just announced the schedule for the Ravens. You want to go ahead and jump into our Ravens first?
Sure. Let's take a look at that schedule.
Yeah. First things first. The NFL is coming back with their little what am I gonna call it? Call it international play schedule. They have 5 games abroad. London. I believe they're going back to Munich, Germany.
Yep.
They're still kicking it in Mexico, right?
Yep.
And I believe a couple of the cities have 2 games. I know the London has 2 games.
Yeah.
Which our beloved Ravens will be playing. As we all found out, what was that, yesterday?
Yesterday night, yep.
Yeah. So, let's see here. Let's take a look at this schedule. All right. So, I don't know if you want to call them new look Ravens, because I mean we have a couple of new pieces and a quarterback with a brand new contract.
And OC.
Yeah. I'm taking a look at the schedule, man. Mark, and now if you feel differently, let me know. But I feel like, judging from this schedule, the football gods have been extremely kind to us for this upcoming season.
Kind? I
You,
I do
you
kind of disagree.
really?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm looking at the first. Let's look at. Let's say what the first half of the season is. What 8, 9 games.
yeah.
Okay. All the way up to week 8. Let's just take it up to week 8. I only see one team that I would even halfway be afraid of, and that's the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, you think that the Ravens' schedule isn't as easy as I'm seeing? Just judging from that first half of the season, what concerns do you have for our squad?
Here's my concerns. So
Okay.
week 6 is our London game playing against the
Yes.
Titans. A lot of people are mad at that because it's kind of a rivalry game. They're like, oh, it should have been played, one of their stadiums because it's a rivalry, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not subscribing to that.
So I will say, week 7 can be a little bit scary. Those Lions, they came on really strong at the end of last year,
Yes.
won like 8 of their last 10, and there's a reason why they were put on the NFL Premier first game of the season against defending champion Chiefs because NFL's expecting a hot game there.
Yeah.
But also, my biggest gripe there in that first half is October. 4 of the 5 games in October are on the road. One of them being
Okay.
that London game, and
Yeah.
that's just it's a bad recipe.
Because even though we're listed as the home team, it's still an away game.
Yeah,
Right. Right. And the stretch that Mark is referring to starts off with Cleveland. What we got going on there with Deshaun Watson, Pittsburgh Steelers, which someone has made the argument that the Pittsburgh Steelers are no longer our rivals. That they would that those kitty cats up in Cincinnati are more of our rival now than Pittsburgh. How do you feel about that?
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe that's just people wanting the team that's been winning the division to be our rivals to like say we hang with the best. Yeah,
We're referring to age-old hate.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously. I mean, if you're from the 410, if you ever see that black and yellow, you just automatically get a sour taste in your mouth. Like, I don't know how you get rid of that.
Exactly.
All right, back to the schedule, though. So we had Cleveland, then we go to Pittsburgh, then we go to London, face Tennessee, and then we end the month in Arizona, which I think this is going to be a very interesting season for this particular team.
Yeah.
It's taking it lightly to say that they underperformed last season. I mean, it was literally, for lack of a better word, it was a shit show down there. I mean, none of the results that they were speaking. As of right now, they still have DeAndre Hopkins, right? He hasn't been
traded
anywhere. Certainly hasn't come to the Ravens.
And then there's the whole Murray situation. Like,
yeah, it's a lot going on there. So, I'm a fan of Kyler Murray. I think he's very talented. But I'm not sure about his stay there with that particular team. I don't know how much longer that's going to last. I just feel like there's something going on there.
Oh yeah, there was rumors that he was locked out of the Cardinals facility in last season, and then they're like, he's our man, and like he wanted to be traded, and every single rumor that could possibly been said has been said about that situation there.
Oh yeah, it's certainly the one thing that was more bipolar than the Aaron Rodgers Green Bay darkness situation. So Mark believes that stretch will be tough. Going on the road and winning in the NFL is always tough. What I will say about this, Mark, this will be a hell of a litmus test early on to see what you got as a unit.
Yeah.
I think after we come out of, that last game against Arizona, people are either going to be kissing our asses, singing our praises, or being like, "Oh crap, the Ravens might be in trouble." So it'll definitely be an interesting test early on for the Ravens. Me personally, I feel like we'll be able to succeed because I really only see the only threat, me personally, the Cincinnati Bengals in that first half of the season. Let's take a look at the second half of the season. This is where, to me, things start to turn up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Second half of the season, you start off with Seattle. Okay, we're not really worried about. Me personally, I'm not really worried about that. We see Cleveland again. We see Cincinnati again. That might actually be that Cincinnati game. That might actually be at that point in the season something that is circled with. This could have implications later down the road.
Weren't you all like Geno Smith crazy last year?
Yeah.
Now you're not worried about Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, every season is different. You already know how I feel about Pete Carroll.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I feel like they did the best they could do with what they got. Last year, I really don't see, I've just completely given up after last season. I really don't see much success in the future with the Seattle Seahawks with that coach, running the shots, calling all the shots. I just really don't. I'm not a fan of him at all. And I just kind of feel like Geno Smith might go that Russell Wilson route.
I can see it.
Getting his ass beat, giving his all, and just very little success to come from it, which is disheartening because I do like Geno. I mean, he, you either love him or hate him. I just like to see good players get fair shots, if that makes any sense.
Oh, for sure.
All right, but and you guys, if you're looking at the Ravens schedule and you see a tough matchup or a matchup that you're interested in, shout it out on the feed. But back to it, we got Week 12 against the Los Angeles Chargers. That might be a fun game. It's an AFC matchup. Chargers are they were right there. At the end of the season, but just fell a little short. One thing also that I noticed about the Ravens set schedule, that bye week doesn't come until week 13.
Yeah, it's pretty late bye
That's
week.
kind of late, dog. I mean, like, we could literally be limping into the bye week at this point. But the good thing about the bye week is it comes right before what I think is personally the hardest part of the Ravens schedule, which is these last 5 games.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so who are we talking about? We're talking about the LA Rams, talking about Jacksonville Jaguars. You guys, I don't think the Jaguars, Jacksonville's going to be a joke anymore. I think we're going to be doing some serious talking about them next season.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. You agree with me on that one?
Definitely. And the Rams, they had a ton of injuries last year.
Yeah.
If they're healthy at that point.
Clusterfuck of a situation over there, too, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking about it, I mean, it must be the clusterfuck stretch, because then you got San Francisco, who dealt with their share of craziness, but we're still successful as well. And then you got Miami. We all know what the hell happened down there.
Yep.
So and then finally we end our season with our original OG rivals, Pittsburgh Steelers.
And if that's a testament to who the real rival is,
yeah,
who we're in.
Right, no bullshit. Right. Absolutely, totally agree with you on that, man. Totally agree with you on that. I think Mark and I are in agreement that this last stretch, which at this point, every win is going to count. Everybody's going to be looking at schedules and counting wins, losses. Who's got more division wins? Blah blah blah. This will be the toughest and most important part of the season for the Baltimore Ravens. You get a nice little test early on in October, and then you get all the experience that you gain from that, and then you finish strong with these last 5 games and go into that postseason, man. I like our chances. just by glancing at the schedule, man, what are we looking at on the record? What do you think? Just throwing it out there. And guys, don't hold us to this right now. I'm telling you right now, we're just throwing it out there early.
Yeah, let's get through training camp and preseason before we give serious suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what were they last year? 10-7. They got to at least match that.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Dare I say 12-5, 13-4.
Let's see how that new offense looks first.
No, I mean, like, the one thing that jumps out at me is like, dude, we have no Buffalo. Like, the NFL knows exactly what they're doing. There's no Buffalo on their schedule. There's no Kansas City on their schedule. Like, they saving that joint for the postseason, baby. I mean, I'm going to say, I'm going to count off. 1, 2. Yeah, man. My early one is 13-4.
Jesus.
What do you think? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, baby. I'm going hard in the paint. What do you think?
I'll say 11-6, just to be conservative.
God Okay. Do we have any comments on the Ravens schedule?
Nothing on the Ravens schedule.
Okay, all right. Do we have any other comments? We good?
John's on the chat. He says, hey, everyone, how about the Carolina Hurricanes? The Hurricanes closing it out against a lethal New Jersey Devils in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, man, we haven't talked about the NHL playoffs at all, but they have been crazy. Okay? First of all, everybody was so big on Boston. They had a phenomenal season. They are not around right now. They were really big on the Rangers. They are not around right now. They were not big on Edmonton. They're in the driver's seat right now. And another one, Carolina. Man, they are not playing around.
And Florida is always right there as well.
Yeah, man. So the only dog that I kind of have in a fight right now, I'm kind of pulling for the Golden Knights, but
yeah.
I don't know. Even their series is looking a little shaky. Like I said, Edmonton's doing the damn thing. So, that's been a lot of fun.
And
that's been a lot of fun.
Huge success for the Seattle Kraken, like their second year in the
league. Yes. Like, honestly, Mark, going into the playoffs, I literally said, and I'm going to have to, apologize to both of these clubs because I said, Seattle Kraken, Edmonton Oilers, they're not going to last long. And look at them now. I mean, hell, what do I know? I don't know anything, clearly, when it comes to hockey. But, yeah, man, it's really looking like, to me, an unusual suspect. I mean, I was real big on the Colorado Avalanche, too. Those Bama's let me down, man.
Yeah. Hello?
Kind of postseasons where if you thought about getting into a sport or if you ever thought about, like, just maybe I should check out a hockey game, like, dude, do it now. Do it now because it's literally been, each matchup, each series, each game has just really been, in my opinion, has really been exciting. Really been exciting. And what I'm thinking is, this go around, we're going to have an unusual suspect hoisting that Stanley Cup trophy when it's all said and done.
Could be.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, let's end this thing. We're talking about fun. Man, who's having more fun than the Orioles right now? I mean, my guys are still going strong. We just completed a series with the Tampa Bay Rays. First place over MLB first place over everybody.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Rays, and we won that series. And and believe it or not, we did it with pitching because those were all some kind of low scoring games there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did it with pitching, which to me has got to be a confidence booster for our guys down there at Camden Yards. Man, you know, we've been on them. You know, they've come off to a great start. But I said, you know, this particular series, this is one of the series that I had scheduled early on. I was like, man, this is a major test. And they were actually coming off of a series with a very good Atlanta Braves team, which they lost. And you know, I thought that they would struggle with Tampa Bay, but man, I mean, they were doing some good things, really good things.
That Braves series, that was the first series they'd lost in a while. I think they were
Yeah, I was gonna say that next thing too. Like last week when we spoke, they had won like I believe it was 7 series in a row, and then they took like maybe 1 or 2 more. After that, then they played the Braves.
Yeah.
And you know, this weekend they got a series against a exceeding expectations Pittsburgh Pirates, because they've been doing, you know, pretty decent this year. They haven't been crappy like they've been in previous seasons. You know, we gotta love interleague play. But another thing that we gotta love, seems like that they've made some changes, some upgrades down there at Camden Yards. Man, have you heard about that?
Are we talking personnel or the stadium?
Stadium itself.
No, I haven't.
The talking about the new bird bath splash zone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Man, I mean, we've talked about some of the celebrations that the Orioles have been doing to keep the games fun and to keep the interaction fun amongst players and spectators alike. We talked about the whole sprinkler system. We talked about the Call of Duty goggles, and we've had the beer bong styled Homer hose. I mean, all of these things, like the Homer hose was huge because that thing went viral earlier this year.
Yeah.
So it up a notch, you know, and like I said, they've been trying to interact with the fans, and this is like top level. We're talking next level stuff here. So the Orioles made an announcement on Wednesday that they have what they are calling a bird bath splash zone. And what this zone is will be a section in left field. I believe it's section 86, where the fans will sit. It's bleacher seats, and every time the Orioles get an extra base hit, that whole entire section gets sprayed with water.
I tell you, in the dog days of summer, that's the place to be.
I was just saying that earlier today. I said, all right, you know where I'm going to be come June, July, and August. Every game, man, because it can be scorching out there on them bleachers when the summer hits, man. But, yeah, so they're saying, like, you know, you want to put the phones in a bag, and you know, they're issuing all types of warnings, like if you don't want to get drenched, do not sit in this section. So the thing kicked off tonight. I'm actually gonna as soon as we end this show and jump offline, I'm gonna cut the game on just to see how that thing is jamming off. Jason went out there. Jason and his wife. My brother went out there, so I'm expecting a full report. He said he wasn't able to get he wasn't able to get in section 86 because it was sold out, which I'm pretty sure it's sold out probably like hours after they made that announcement.
Yeah.
But I am going for pictures and a full report. So, you know, when we come back next week, we'll definitely have something to talk about with that. And hopefully I can get to a game, you know, before the show so I can experience that myself as well.
Sweet.
But, you know, Mark, I got to tell you, I'm not feeling too good about my mojo as an Oriole fan this year.
What?
You know, I pride myself on going out to the park and, you know, them winning the majority of the time that I go. Dog, I went out there twice and they lost both games.
Uh-oh.
And and you know, we're at the point right now where the Baltimore Orioles Okay, so I went on Monday. I went on Monday when they played the Rays. That was the one game that they lost because I wanted to see Shane McClanahan, who is from the area. If you remember, we talked about him last year.
Yeah.
Awesome picture. Went to the All-Star game last year, so I went out there on Monday, and at that point, I think maybe we had like 11 losses. So I'm responsible for 2 of those. That's almost a fifth, 20%. So I'm second guessing my mojo. We do have a day game next Thursday. I'm trying to move the pieces around to get myself out there, so maybe things will change. But maybe next show I'll have a full report about that splash zone, man. Things sounds like a lot of fun.
Next Thursday, you'll be dripping wet still when the show comes on.
Yeah. I had to throw the hair dryer on a little something. We're going to work that thing out, though. We got anything else on the menu for tonight? Any real wrestling or anything else in general that you want to throw out there?
Hey, well, we're talking Orioles.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a little bit of our football terms in, but I want to throw out some crabs or a crab.
Sure.
Bullpen pitcher Yennier Cano.
Oh, man, The Rock. That's what they're calling The Rock this year. We got The Rock in the mountain. Yes. Go ahead.
He was acquired in a trade last year with the Twins. Didn't do too well with the Twins, but he has been absolutely heat this year.
They talk about All-Star already, yo.
Oh, yeah.
They throwing it around. They throwing it. Yeah, go ahead. Throw the stats out there.
12 appearances, 2 hits, 0 walks, 0 runs in 16 innings, 0.0 ERA, and a .13 whip, which is like an MLB record.
Yeah.
Going back over 100 years record.
I mean, we got this Latin connection thing going down, man, which has also been a lot of fun with the relief pitchers because, and we have had a time with holding on to our star relief pitchers past couple of seasons, but we got this combo right now, and they're calling The Rock and the Mountain, right? And The Rock is Cano. He's like he's the young little guy who, like Mark said, comes with the heat rock, and then let's just say that The Rock comes in the 8th. Right, then you got to come in the 9th and close it out against the Mountain. Felix Bautista, who is, he's already gained his notoriety because he did such a good job last season. But it's been a really awesome 1-2 punch to give yourself an assurance when closing out these games with the Baltimore Orioles, man. That's a definite crab right there. That's legit. That's legit.
So those numbers were impressive, but this is a number that really impressed me about Cano. So the average MLB sinker drops like 23.3 inches.
Okay.
His sinker is dropping 9.5 inches more, 32.8.
Holy crap. Holy crap.
Is that not ridiculous numbers?
You're right. Exciting, dog. Like, oh my goodness. Oh man. Like, I've really been proud of those guys, man. And it's been a lot of fun watching them do their thing. Bautista gave up a couple of runs. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 his last couple appearances, but he's still strong. He's still strong like bull, man. And like I said, man, they really came through in that Tampa Bay series. So, man, we got Pittsburgh tonight, and so far, Pittsburgh is up to the bottom of the 3rd. Pittsburgh is up 1-0. Really quickly, let's give you that Knicks Heat update. It's 13-12, 6 minutes 30 seconds left in the first. So. As we said, I mean, it's still early, but it's a tight, locked game, and they are right now on pace to hit that 50-point mark for the first quarter. So, that under 199 is looking real delicious right now. So hopefully you guys took that. I think that's all we got for tonight, huh, bruv?
That is it.
All right, well, Baltimore, yo, you know how we end this show? Spread love, yo. We are still trying to stay clean out there. Wash your hands, wash your ass. Happy Mother's Day To all the mothers out there, including my mother, including Miss Marsha, and to all of our outsiders out there who are mothers, are expecting to be mothers, the whole nine, man. The grandmamas, we love you guys. Make sure you treat your moms to something sweet this weekend. You only get one. That's all we got for tonight. I am Keisha. On the other end of the line is my main slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. Peace.